So I need to give a presentation to my local photography club on the rules of composition. Not only that, but they want me to create an article for their newsletter on the same topic for members who missed the presentation. And it's due on the same day. That's a ton of work to do on a short deadline and still have any time left to practice the presentation. I'm hoping M365 Copilot will help me pull this off, so stay with me and see how it turns out. Not only will you learn how to use Copilot to help meet your deadlines, you'll probably pick up a few photography pointers too. Hi, I'm Ken Ross, a senior consultant at Microsoft and longtime amateur photographer and photography instructor. Really? So, without further ado, let's dive in. Now, since I need to create both a newsletter article and a presentation, I'm going to start with the article. And the best place I know to start that is going to be inside of Microsoft Word. From within Word, I just need to click on this Copilot icon to open the chat panel, and that's where we're going to be entering our prompts. As a photography instructor, I know this subject very well, but I'm less comfortable putting it into words than I am just doing the instruction in the field with my students. Instead of struggling through that and staring at an empty, scary page, I'm going to write it down as a quick summary of the key rules of composition, and then I'm going to ask Copilot to help me fill it out. When writing a prompt for Copilot, it's important to think about not just what you want Copilot to do, but also how you want it to do it. What you want to do is give Copilot as much information as you can, so that it has a solid context in which to base its reasoning on. This is what we call grounding the AI. It gives the Copilot a foundation to work from. In my case, I'm going to ask it to imagine that it's a photography instructor. Yeah, this gives it context for the perspective that it should be responding from, the lens through which it should view our request, if you will. Next, I'm going to tell it a little bit about the information I'm requesting, how it's going to be used, who the target audience is, and the overall tone of the response that I'm looking for. Finally, I'll tell it where the source of information is that I want it to draw from. In my case, it's the list of rules that I've pasted into Word. And I'm also going to provide any additional information that I may want to include or exclude in the response. The final prompt will look kind of like this. This Copilot isn't able to modify the document itself. It can analyze whatever's in your document, and it can create new content based on that, just like we did here with our starting list of rules. But you still have to copy that generated content from the Copilot and paste that into your document manually. This could, of course, change at some point in the future as the Copilots continue to evolve. Now that Copilot has finished responding, we'll just click on that copy icon and paste that content right into Word, replacing our original list. That's looking great as a starting point, but I'm going to want to make a few edits. I mentioned that Copilot couldn't directly modify our documents, but that's only partially true. You see, there's another Copilot here that can do exactly that. This other Copilot can work directly with your content and even generate modifications to it. It's non-destructive, meaning that it won't overwrite or delete any content that's there. And it can speed up your editing process, particularly when you have a lot of repetitive edits to make. Let's make use of it to clean up our article, adjust the formatting, create some additional content, and finish it off. Let's start by having it rewrite that opening description to see if we can get something a little more to my liking. We'll highlight the existing heading and then activate the icon next to it to bring up Copilot and ask it to automatically rewrite it. That looks much better. Now I'll use the replace function to replace the highlighted text. Now let's ask it to do something a bit more challenging. Have it put all of the bold text on its own line and change the style to heading. Great. Now let's have it look specifically for the word exercise and place that on its own line and apply heading 2 to those. Finally, I think it would be helpful for the students to have a set of review questions they could ask themselves to self-check their knowledge. Let's have Copilot generate that based on the rest of our document. Now I've got a great article that I can share for the club newsletter, and I did it in record time with the help of Copilot. Of course, I still need to get that presentation put together. Be sure you're subscribed below so you don't miss the next video where I'll do exactly that by leveraging the power of Copilot in PowerPoint to take everything we've created in Word and build out a fun and engaging PowerPoint deck for my presentation. I hope to see you there.